Hello, welcome to the choir room. I'm Mrs. Weaver. I'm the director of the Guardians Choir program here at Gateway Middle School, where I absolutely love teaching and love having your students every single day in this classroom right here. Tonight, I'm going to give you just a little taste of what we do in our classroom and a little overview with the curriculum that we're using and Canvas, which is how I'm using that. But first, a little bit about me. I have degrees in vocal performance and music theory. I always loved being on the stage as a performer. And then once I got my master's degree in education, I translated that into my teaching of my students, where I love to help them be their best on the stage. Personally, I have two children, Laura, who just graduated high school from Glacier Peak, and my son Jacob, who's a senior at high school. Married to my husband Mark, and we have one dog, a 6-month-old black lab named Echo. She keeps us very busy. But enough about me. Let me go ahead and take just a moment to tell you what we do every day in choir class. Stay tuned. So what does a daily rehearsal look like here in the choir classroom? Well, every day students come in and there is a written warm-up on the big screen TV behind me there. And students take 2 to 3 minutes to put on their singing mask for the day and to do their daily written warm-up. After that, we go into our vocal warm-up time. That's where we really focus in on the techniques for how to use your instrument, which is your voice. After our vocal warm-ups time, then we get into our sight reading curriculum. Now in the sight reading curriculum, I use a visual representation of where our voice should go called solfege. It goes like this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And we do that from the very first day. That plus sight reading the music, learning how to read rhythms, what the notes look like, how to interpret the music, all of that happens in that sight reading time of our class. Now, once we're done with all of those foundational skill building times, we turn to our music, and that's where we take what we just learned and we apply it in the music that we're going to perform for you at our concerts. And after we're done working on our songs and seeing what magic we can make that day happen in our songs, then it's time to wrap up. So that's what a daily rehearsal looks like in the choir classroom. What I'd like to do now is walk you through our Canvas homepage. This is second period. All the classes look the same. On this homepage right here is where I will put important announcements. So this is where I will house this curriculum night video as soon as I'm done with it. So students are hopefully getting used to looking here for any announcements when they go onto their Canvas homepage. Down below are 9 buttons. Now, some of these are self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go through them right now, like if you need some help or you want to know a little about me or how to contact me. This resources tab is just a massive list of other resources students can access if they want to extend their music learning. The choir handbook is always going to be right here. That has the important things like how we grade in class, what the expectations are, what the concerts look like, when the concerts are. All of those things are contained in the handbook, and it will always be on our homepage here for you to reference. Choir Basics is for students for how to navigate Canvas, and our choir music is where I'm going to house practice tracks and sometimes copies of the sheet music so students can practice while at home. The two things I want to focus on right now are the modules right here and the absent button. Now the modules is where I'm putting the sequential learning system for our music foundations, our fundamental skills that we're working on every day. And I mentioned that in one of my Friday Notes newsletters, that I've turned our foundational skills into a karate belt system. Now students will work mostly in class with a few outside of class assignments to show their mastery of the different levels, and once they have completed all of the requirements for the belt, they get a bead. Right now we are finishing up the yellow belt in class, and we are going to start working this week on the orange belt. I'm going to show you just the yellow belt right here, parents, so that way you understand what we're working on each day and what this looks like and how you can support your student at home. For each of the levels, there is a requirements page. Now that requirements page will tell you what the things are that you need to do in order to pass this belt level. I'm going to go back. Back to this module right here, the study guide will always contain all of the critical information that we are covering in this level. So if I clicked on the yellow belt study guide, it's just a short little snapshot of all of the things we learned in this level. Coming back to that module again, then below there are all of the assignments that students need to do in order to pass the yellow belt. Now I want to stop right here on daily warm-ups for lessons 1 through 3. Each of these belt levels will have a daily warm-up, and the daily warm-up is something students do when they enter into class. I'm going to talk about this in the absent tab, but if your student is missing class, they can find the daily warm-ups by clicking this button here. For each module, I have an online copy loaded up, but I also have a printed copy loaded up. And again, I'll talk a little bit more about that once I get to the absent tab. And then once students have completed all of these assignments and turned in all their daily warm-ups, they may take the yellow belt final test. And once they pass that, they get a bead on their belt. So again, this is our foundational skills work that we do every day, and it's in a leveled sequential learning system that I'm putting on Canvas so students can access the material at any time at home. All right, so let me come back to our home page and let me focus on the absent tab. Simply because of the time we're living in right now, I needed to make sure that students and families have a way to access the information in class. So again, that's why I'm housing most everything on Canvas. So your students, even if they're missing a week or two of school, can still stay connected with our class and not fall far behind. So if you are going to miss school, now that's if you're going to miss 1 day or 2 weeks or more, I need you to click this button right here. And you'll see that it comes to this spot right here. I have an extended absences. Absent if you're just missing a day or two or missing work, the policies down there. So the extended absences, that's if you are going to be gone for more than 2 days. Each day that you are able to, you have 4 things to do. 1, do a vocal warm-up. 2, sing through our music. 3, work towards your karate belt or your tune lark points. Those are in-class assignments. And then 4, do your daily warm-ups that we do in class. Now, if you are gone just for a day or 2, here's my expectation. When you return, see your section leader or one of the class officers the day that you return and have them help you with the daily warm-ups that you've missed. You can also ask me if you need any help. Again, if you're going to be missing more than 2 days of school, I need an email from the parent or guardian so I can help walk you through this, but all the information is going to be on Canvas. You are responsible for making up any work that you miss. And my late policy for absences is you have 1 week from the time you get back to make up any work missed, and that would be for full credit. Here's just missing work, my policies right here. I'm just going to touch on this really quick. This reflects what was in the handbook, my late policy for classroom work. It is late if it's not turned in on time. And if it's not turned in on time, it's worth only 80% of the overall grade if you turn it in within 2 weeks of the due date. Karate belts, look in the modules to complete most karate belt requirements, and the daily warm-ups or other assignments and assessments. You can ask anyone for help, and the late policy applies to all of those assignments and assessments required. So again, that is if you are going to be missing school. Coming back to this home page right here, 2 more quick things for you parents in case you're new to Canvas or your students are saying that they don't know where to find their assignments in Canvas. On this side, the right side, you see a to-do. Those are the assignments that the student needs to do, and you can see how much it's worth right there and when it is due. It also gives you a heads up as to what's coming up this week right here. You can also, parents and guardians, come over to the left side to the calendar right here. And on this calendar, you will see all of the assignments for your students. Since I have multiple classes, you'll see each one of my classes right here. But your calendar should be filled up with all the assignments from all of your classes that use Canvas. So again, that is our Canvas homepage. Again, I am trying to put everything as much as I can on Canvas so parents and guardians can keep track of the assignments and also help their students succeed in this class. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions. And that's all I have for you for this year's curriculum night. Thanks for hanging with me. I hope that this was informative for you. I know I touched on a lot of things. I am always available via email. Please give me 24 hours to respond. Again, please go to that Canvas homepage. That's where a lot of the stuff is contained for choir. Other than that, I will keep sending you Friday notes newsletters most Fridays, so please watch for those. Those have very important information for parents that come out each Friday. Otherwise, I'm drinking my first cup of coffee here in the morning before school. The bell just rang, and I'm going to get to working on today's work. See you later.